What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, and today I'm going to try to talk you through the best way to take your Sirris Suspension trail tune and make it not a perfect MX tune, but at least more responsive on the motocross track. Before we get started today, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video and every video you will see here on the channel. That is Electrics Moto. Electrics Moto is where you can get all of your Surron Ultra B stuff, suspension, gear, parts. I will leave a link in the description for you to check out Electrics Moto, as well as save 10% on anything that you buy. All right, so let's discuss why this video to me is important. If you're like me, you probably ride a fair amount of mixed style of terrain. I do a lot of trail riding. That's my favorite type of riding. I would prefer to do that all the time, but my son races motocross, and we're at a motocross track at least twice a week. So while he's training and he's practicing, I generally take my bike and I do some laps too, whether that's on the vet track or the beginner track. I usually stay off the big track on my bike simply because it is not able to handle the size of jumps, and I oftentimes find myself kind of blowing through ruts. The suspension is really soft. So I have reached out to Sirris and I said, hey guys, I would like for you to walk me through how to adjust my suspension appropriately for the motocross track, and hopefully this will help you make those same adjustments. And the short answer here is there is no way for you to make your trail tune perfect for the motocross track. That's why there are two entirely separate tunes that come from Sirris Suspension. They use two entirely separate springs, and that's something that you can't really overcome unless you want to change your springs. We're not going down that road. So today we're going to talk about how to change your suspension, how to tune it more appropriately for the track, just using the clicks on the top of your forks and bottom of your forks, as well as the top of your shock and the bottom of your shock. Okay, so we've covered that. Now, what I think is important is knowing where your suspension comes when you get it from the factory. I have a Trail Tune Medium, probably already said that, but I'm gonna say it again because all of these details are important. Now, if you have a Trail Tune Medium, your forks and your shock, your forks first. Your forks come 16 and 16 clicks from wide open from the factory. So that means all the way to the right is closed, all the way to the left, so counterclockwise, is how you open them up. So if you open them up all the way on the top of the forks and the bottom of the forks, and you go 16 clicks on each side, the right and the left, top and bottom, you will get your forks back to the factory setting. So that is exactly where you started from the factory if you have a Trail Tune Medium. If you have a different tune based on a different rider weight, then that will not be the exact specs, and I don't know the exact specs for anything outside of the Trail Tune Medium. Now, your shock will be 12 and 12. There's a top clicker and a bottom clicker. That clicker will be 12 from open on the top and 12 from open on the bottom towards the closed position, how you get it from the factory. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is how you need to go up incrementally and what the best way to get the best response is from your Surron Ultra B with your Sirris suspension on a motocross track. So here we go. What you need to do first is get your bike to a track. Secondly, start with 3 clicks on both the right fork and the left fork, both top and bottom, towards the closed position. And same with the shock, okay? So you want to go 3 clicks up front. So 3 clicks to the right on your right fork, 3 clicks to the right on your left fork, and the same on the bottom settings on your fork. Then on your shock, you want to go up 2 clicks at a time. So then you need to go ride it, because just a few clicks is going to change your compression, it's going to change your preload, it's going to change everything, and the way the bike responds is going to change drastically every single time that you do this. What you want to do at that point is go out and ride your bike and come back and see what you notice. Do you notice that the bike is still too plush? For me, this trail tune is the absolute most perfect tune on the trail. I've gotten this from the factory and I never changed the settings. I have ridden this bike on the trails over 500 miles and I have never touched the settings. I think it rides like a Cadillac on the trail. The problem is on the track, it's trash. It just pushes through ruts. You can't really take big jumps because you're gonna just bottom out that suspension. You're gonna end up hurting something. So I really am limited in what I'm able to do on the track, and you may be having that same experience. Now, after you've ridden it the first time, you may be happy with that. You may not. come back and do it again. 3 settings or 3 clicks on the right fork, 3 clicks on the left fork, both top and bottom. Go to your rear shock, 2 clicks on the top, 2 clicks on the right. And when I say 2 clicks, I mean you want to tighten it. So you want to go clockwise, not counterclockwise. Again, clockwise is closing it down. Counterclockwise is opening it up, which is making it more soft. Then you want to go ride it again. Then you want to come back and kind of take an assessment of the experience that you had, and then go back and do it again. And you just want to continue to do that over and over again until you find something that's suitable for you, to where you can use your trail tune on the track, but have it primarily for the trails. Like if you ride like I do and you primarily ride trails, you want this bike to be set up most of the time for a trail. Well, there are times where I want it to be set up for the track, and this is the best that you're going to get. Now, here's another disclaimer, something you need to know. This bike is never going to behave like the MX tune with the trail tune on it, no matter the clicks, no matter what you do, unless you open up your forks, you take out the spring, and you put in a new spring, which, what I told Phil on the phone, I have absolutely no interest in doing that. That is not what I want to do. I just need to have a better experience on the track for when I ride on the track, but the trail is my ultimate goal, and I think this bike on the trail does absolutely incredible, and quite honestly, I couldn't be happier with the way it came from Sirris directly to my door. All right, so I hope that that was helpful. There are a lot of intricacies when it comes to dealing with suspension. I am still learning. I am not a professional, but I have no issues reaching out to the professionals and saying, hey, I need help with this. And these guys are absolutely fantastic about answering questions. And if you have questions, ask the questions before you go messing with your suspension, just because I think it cannot hurt to get a second opinion. Even if what the track you were on is the right track, it's even better to work and talk to the people who actually make these decisions and build these forks and the suspension for these bikes. Now, the ultimate goal would be, and what I would love to do, and I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, is I would like to build 2 bikes. The Ultra B that I have now is set up for trail riding. It is a perfect trail bike. I love it. I would love more range. I would like to get a new battery. Those are all things that I plan to do in the future. But for right now, this bike is perfect for a good 25 to 30 miles on the trail. If you want to go any further than that, then you are going to need a bigger battery, and that also depends on how you ride. But having a backup bike that is just for your track gives you a couple of things. It gives you 2 batteries, and generally you're not riding the trail and the track on the same day. So if you have 2 bikes, you can just take one of the batteries out, take it with you, and then swap your battery, and you never really have to worry about battery issues. However, that's not economical and affordable for everyone, and I don't know if it's economical or affordable for me, but that's what I would like to do. I would really like to build another one of these that is specific for the track. That way I don't have to go through the adjustments. But for all of us who are just trying to make it through the day and pay our mortgages, this is a good way and a good setup for you guys to be able to get your suspension more responsive for the track and get you in a better position to ride the track more aggressively. I'm not saying this is going to be the answer to all of your problems, but it definitely is going to help. So if you have any questions, any concerns, you would like more information, I will be happy to give that information to you. Either leave a comment, send me an email, get with me on Instagram, whatever you want to do, and I'll be happy to help. Until next time, I'm going to take this thing to the track on Sunday with all of my information and my settings changed, and I'm going to make a video there and kind of give you some information about how this bike is performing on the trail, on the track, and if the settings were suitable enough for me, or I have to take the leap and build another bike. So I will see you guys on the next one.